Congratulations on stepping up and helping to
change the world.
Hey, ScouterStan. Thank you for joining this great team that's out there. For becoming a new Scoutmaster or a new Assistant Scoutmaster. These are positions that are critical today. Now, if you are not a Scoutmaster or Assistant Scoutmaster, that's okay. Keep watching. This might be your opportunity to think about taking on those roles. A lot of this is what they call scout facing. Okay, where you're in contact with the youth and helping mentor them in succeeding. So this is a big role, okay? Nothing to be too worried about. You know, there's a lot of other roles within a unit. In fact, let me put a video, I'm going to put it up there. That video will actually talk about scout facing versus backstage. So there's a lot of different things going on there. Now, before we go too far, I want to make sure that you know that there is a live show coming up. And that's on September 4th. I'm checking my notes at 9 o'clock. Make sure you write that down, put it in your agenda. Okay, you want to be involved in the live chat. You can ask questions, and I'll read them and then respond immediately. So it's one of those things. It's live, and a lot of people like it. It's very, very popular, and because it's popular, there's options. If you join, you get all these icons and badges and emojis and stuff you can put on your chat. So definitely look into that. Hit the join button and see more about that information. There's also a store, okay, where we have all the ScouterStan stuff, you know, mugs and t-shirts and all that stuff. So look into that too. And while we're on the subject, I want to make sure that I say thank you to my Patreons. My patrons in Patreon, they're there and they support our channel. They're also viewers. They're also on the live chat. So this is stuff that they like to be involved in, and they get to see these before you do. So that's one of their little benefits. But let's talk a little bit more about new Scoutmasters and Assistant Scoutmasters. Now, a lot of Scoutmasters and Assistant Scoutmasters. In fact, I'm just going to refer to Scoutmasters because Assistant Scoutmasters jump in where needed for the Scoutmasters. So that's a position that moves. Scoutmasters, once you get your training done and you get a little of experience, this will seem very easy, very simple. Do not panic, okay? There are resources for you to help you develop as a leader of youth. That's important. You want to make sure that you get all of your online training done. Now, when you started, you probably you had your application, okay? And you had to take training online. That's called youth protection. The youth protection is done, and you have to keep that up to date. Every 2 years, you're going to have to renew that, okay? That helps scouting protect the youth from any kind of abuse. So that's one of the wonderful things about scouting. Scouting is safer now than it has ever been, ever, okay? So that's one of the things about scouting is you have to do your youth protection and keep it up to date. So when you set up your account, you also did that online training, and then when your application was approved and it went through, then that number that you got back, you need to attach that to your account. Then all your training, youth protection, all your Scoutmaster training, all of that stuff falls in, okay, attaches to your account. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to make sure those things are hooked up. The online stuff is simple, but if you don't hook those things together, then it creates a bunch of problems. One of the things that Scoutmasters do is that they are responsible for the training of the youth within their unit. But this should not scare you because it's all written down, okay? We don't believe in reinventing the wheel. It's already been invented, let's use it, okay? So the program that we have developed over time, and it has improved recently within the past few years, it has gotten a lot better. ILST, or Introduction to Leadership Skills for a Troop. That is something that's kind of new. There's modules, there's a whole book on that subject. This is something that you as Scoutmasters are responsible for within your unit. Now, I did do a video on more specifics on that particular training, and I'll put a link up there, and that way you can go there later and see that video and get more into that type of training. Now, the next big thing that Scoutmasters should put in their calendar is Roundtable. Roundtable is your district's continuation of training. You need to go to that because all the information that you need to succeed is at Roundtable. All of the different packs and other troops, crews, explorers even, and in ships, you have Sea Scouts. So it's all there at Roundtable, and you need to know these different things and the different people and what's going on in your district and what's going on in your council. This is critical information. It's once a month, and you need to go to Roundtable. Now, again, I did a video on that, so I'm going to put a link up there. Go to it later. It'll give you more information about Roundtable. Now, this is the next thing that a lot of Scoutmasters do not know and do not use. That is their commissioner. There is somebody outside of your unit, outside of the charter, that's there to help you. That's the wonderful thing. As a Scoutmaster, you can pull them in, and they've done it. They've been there. They can help. And if they don't have the information, they know where to find it. That's the beauty of a unit commissioner. They can help you succeed. That is the incredible thing. You have to use your resources, and that's a big one. Now, when you're first starting off, a unit commissioner can come in and just watch the meeting, see what's going on. And then after the meeting, you sit with them and they will tell you where you can improve, where things can get better. That is a critical thing for new Scoutmasters, that to know how all of the different things happen in a scout troop. Now, Scoutmasters can also take advantage of other training. The district might have training, but then there's also the University of Scouting. University of Scouting is a wonderful one-day event where they do a lot of side things, like you name it, okay? But it's not necessarily part of the program. It's just to round out everything in scouting. It's to give you a broader view. How to teach other people how to tie knots. Could be a class at University of Scouting. So that's something that leaders need to take advantage of. There's tons of other training. It's not all done online. You could do it live, okay? So look for it. Ask about it. Ask your commissioner. Ask the people in your troop that have been with scouting for some time. These are things that they can give you these tools to really succeed. Now, it wasn't so bad. After a year, you kind of got this, okay? It's not hard. Scouting is youth-led, okay? All you need to do is set it up so they can succeed. That's the wonderful thing about being a Scoutmaster, is that you could set things in motion so that they can grab it and definitely succeed with what they want to do. And that's the beautiful thing about being a new Scoutmaster and getting involved and helping out where you can. Now, whether you're an Assistant Scoutmaster, you might help the Scoutmaster. And I would recommend that a lot of times the Assistant Scoutmaster should step in and fill in for the Scoutmaster. As your troop gets bigger, that Scoutmaster needs to be able to designate different Assistant Scoutmasters to do different tasks. Say a Scoutmaster's conference. That's something that an Assistant Scoutmaster can actually help out with. And that gives them the experience. If, for instance, the Scoutmaster's out of town, there's no need to cancel the meeting, okay? It's not that critical. You have assistants. Those assistants can take over the meeting. That's something that you can work out. So these are things that a Scoutmaster can do to really make everything come together. Now, after about, let's say, a year, you've got your experiences. There's higher training available. It's live. You can actually go and get this training. It's called Wood Badge. Wood Badge is awesome. Once you have a little experience, you've done all your basic training, you've got a good grasp of your resources and how to really run a good troop. Wood Badge puts it together. It's the highest level of training there is. Again, I did videos, several. So go see those later. But Wood Badge is an awesome opportunity to really put it all together. That's the beautiful thing about your journey as a Scoutmaster. Whether it be a Scoutmaster or Assistant Scoutmaster, your journey as that is a wonder, okay? It is a wonderful thing. We need to make sure that you get the good training so that you can be that good Scoutmaster and help your youth succeed. That's really critical. Now, I know you do a lot of hard work for your troop, and you put those hours in. If you're a Cub Master or with a crew, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this, because someday you may want to do this. And if you're in a crew, there's training for you too. If you're in a pack, there's Wood Badge even for all the different units. So think about your future in scouting and where you want to go. That's the wonderful thing. Helping America's youth succeed in scouting will change the world. I mean it. That is true. It's not a saying, okay? This is real. We can do this. So keep up that good hard work that you do already, and I will see you on the trail.